Hello guys, welcome to Minority Report Nigeria. I am Chidudu.
And I'm Walter.
And today we have a special guest in the house.
Yes.
Ta-da!
Hi.
Tell them your name.
So I'm Danyel Izuchukwu.
Yeah.
It's lovely to have you today.
Nice to be here. Oh my God.
We finally have a guest to bounce our opinions off of.
Exactly.
Somebody else who we hope will have something different to say to you from what we have to say.
Hope.
Hopefully not that different.
Okay, so yeah, today we want to explore the topic about the gay culture in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's the same thing outside Nigeria, but you know, we Nigerians, we have a way of life that's different from the rest of the world. So
Obviously, I mean, we don't have free healthcare. We have incredibly bad roads, amongst other things.
So yeah, we want to talk about our observations about the different characteristics of the gay culture in Nigeria.
Things we like and things we don't like.
Yeah, we want to weigh in on such things. And primarily, number one, we want to talk about the issue of sex roles.
Yeah. I mean, first
It's a very weighty subject.
I know,
Oh
it's
my
always
God.
really terrible when you meet somebody and in the first 3 seconds, the first thing you hear is like, what's your role? It's like, okay,
Except on Grindr. Except on Grindr. If it's on Grindr, you can ask me.
I mean, of course.
Ask me on Grindr.
It took all of 3 minutes to exhaust your vocabulary, so we are down to what's your, like, something happened one time. I had a hangout with a couple of people. And then somebody came to join us. It was a cousin to one of the people I was hanging out with. And he came and just sat down, and he was introduced to us. What's up? How are you? And then somebody just asked him, like, what's your role? And I was like, what? Who does this? Like, really though? I feel like that's
I think it's
inappropriate. It's very inappropriate to do.
Yeah, well, you know, it is depending on the circumstance. But I feel like it comes from this notion that the gay community in Nigeria, especially, is about sex first and foremost than any other thing. So everybody feels driven.
If you ask my role,
if
you ask my role in a gathering, I'll think you're coming on to me immediately.
Yeah. Obviously,
but that's a very horrible way of coming on to me anyway.
Yeah, why was it anybody ask you? And speaking about this whole driven by sex thing, I was thinking about this recently. Yeah. I think, particularly for such a community where there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of things that people are dealing with, which can lead to mental health issues. I feel like, and this is not making a blanket statement, but I feel like the whole sex thing, right? To me, that whole, owning sexuality, the blanket will normalize it. There are ways in which there's no room for people to explore the fact that in having this whole over-sexualized thing, that it's trauma playing out, and that it's something you have to deal with, right? Because trauma can be very insidious. It plays out in a lot of ways. I feel with narratives such as I'm owning my sexuality, I'm da 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 da. But owning your sexuality doesn't necessarily translate to having loads and loads of sex. It could also be not having sex. No, I'm just saying. And to be clear, like I said, this is not a blanket thing.
No, what I mean is, I don't even think people anybody who owns his sexuality would know that sexuality is about more than the sex you're having.
No, but a lot of people, I mean, the way things are being talked about usually, you own your sexuality is in terms of like having a lot of sex partners. Oh my God, I'm polyamorous and that. These are things that are really, really rife now, right? But my point is in emphasizing on, like you said, the gay whatever being about how do I put it now? That emphasis on sex, right? That there are many ways in which people do not realize that, being overly sexual can be a reflection of, trauma that hasn't been addressed.
But most of the time, actually, it is.
Yeah.
It is that, and like what Walter said, I don't think anyone who understands his orientation, who understands his sexual orientation in itself, would know not to ride on that whole I have so many sexual partners, I'm free. I get where you're coming from. The whole this independence, this thing that comes with okay.
There's a different mindset about the sex-centric nature of the gay culture in Nigeria. What you're talking about is mostly Western, but here in Nigeria, the sex intensive nature of the gay culture comes from a place where you do not see anything else beyond the sex.
I'm going to talk about how that.
Yeah, it's not. They are not owning the sexual. In fact, in a way, it's denying the sexuality when you make it just about the sex.
It's and that's how it is over here. Like everybody, because they feel, you know what? I beg, a time will come when I probably will not even be with this person. So why should I? So why should I invest more than this physical gratification I'm getting?
That's where you get all these frankly overdone sentiments about how since relationships don't work, since we are not married,
and
why should we?
Yeah, but even that mindset, like it has to call into question, the way the person who has that kind of mindset reasons and how they see themselves in terms of their self-worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It calls that into question too. So yeah, this is absolutely right, and I wasn't even thinking of it in this term. This is absolutely right, but I still feel like there's an element for a lot of people. There's still an element of like unresolved trauma.
But of course,
it doesn't get.
It doesn't like, in Nigeria.
It just gets like
people.
You just get
traumatized.
Those sort of people. It's easy to just buy into the I'm overly sexual and I'm polyamorous and shit and we don't give a damn and when what you're actually dealing with is
so much insecurity. That's why I have a problem with the whole top bottom versatile thing. Yes, because
okay, I think the worst to me is I'm versatile. Sorry.
No.
What? Like, sorry, what does that mean?
Sorry, there is verse top. I don't have a problem with verse top.
Don't smear.
There is verse top. There is verse bottom.
Really?
What I have a problem with is
I mean, if you're verse.
Wait.
Right?
Let's hear what.
What I have a problem with is when you say I am verse top or I am top.
Okay, why do you have a problem with
bottom.
just verse top? Like what the fuck is the verse bottom?
A verse bottom is someone who bottoms more than he will top when he's
like
supposed
you are
to.
verse and you prefer this on. Like,
it's like labeling under a label. Do you understand? I'll rather bottom, but you know what? If I want to top, see, I know some people
but
that will not even top at all.
Yeah, okay.
Even if the relationship is on the line, they would rather, they don't want to.
Exactly. So
but a verse bottom is someone who would give in.
Give in. Basically, like, oh my god, rather than let you leave me. So
okay, no, not so bad.
No,
not so bad though. Not like
can
that.
I'm really
interested in this
the part where you said what you have a problem with. You never got to.
No, I tell what I have a problem with is when you say I am top, I am bottom, I am versatile. As against I play top, I play bottom, I play versatile. For me, it should be because just like we were saying about the sex thing, because sex is not in totality your sexuality. No. Because sex is not your sexuality in itself. And for me, I feel like sex is a temporary stuff that happens. It's restricted to maybe your bedroom or any place where you want to find gratification at the time. It's temporary. So temporary, like that's like the operating word here. It's temporary. So because it's temporary, I don't think you should embody that role. And because top, bottom, versatile has to do specifically with sex, it's not something you should say I am. Because you're not top. You play top when sex is about to go down. You play versatile when it's about to go down.
I quite agree with what you're saying because it is these it's mentalities like that feed into the borrowing of the heteronormative values of where somebody who goes about saying I am top or now is claimed to is perceived to be the man and I am bottom is perceived to be the woman, where I suppose there's a parallel between saying you are top that sees you as some sort of
Lord.
provider, some sort of overlord in a relationship, and then where I am bottom sees you as somebody who's like submissive, and it fits into
And
this
there's a lot of bullshit because I mean you'd hear people, even people who identify as bottom, saying stuff that they cannot be somebody who has bottom for somebody else before. This kind of silly things.
Oh
like,
my god.
What the fuck does that even mean? And to be fair, even me myself, like I don't even like those words. Of course, anybody who understands etymology will know that those words are not going anywhere anytime soon. Goes without saying, right? But I hate those words because they seem to suggest a hierarchy. Even the like top, bottom, like the positionality of it suggests. So I find that I try to avoid this as much as possible. I can get away with it. So yeah,
but the truth is, okay, realistically, these roles are there.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So we're going to make use of them. Do you understand? So, but it's
actually possible not to use them. I'm letting you know.
So,
and really, they are even exclusionary of such sex roles like side, like the people who
what is side though?
Yeah. If the side they don't do penetration,
and now they don't do penetrative sex.
Penetrative
Yeah, and that's a problem.
It's funny
But
because
is
even
that an
versatiles-
issue, right?
But if
It
you
is.
see, but even
No, I mean in terms of
versatiles
it being okay, I have gotten, this whole thing has happened to me recently where a lot of buzzwords just like make me feel jump now. Exclusionary, okay, and so it's exclusionary of size.
No. The point, it's because it there's this tendency to dismiss anyone who doesn't who identifies as a side. Don't you?
Okay, but I don't know anything about this. What the sides do though?
They just do everything else but anal sex.
they're not asexual. So.
Okay, but why is that a problem though? Why is that an issue?
Oh, you haven't heard people dismissing them.
People feel like if you do not do penetrative sex,
Then you've not
done sex.
Excuse you.
Yeah, you've not. Yeah, it's
Then
a
you've
real
not had
issue.
sex. Yes, it's actually a real. But the funniest thing is a lot of people that actually like do not even think versatile should exist. Like they feel like versatiles are confused, and so we are still in that. We're still in that conversation.
Talk about this like talk about bisexual people, right?
Yes,
like,
true. So you are still in that conversation that versatiles actually do exist, and then
Don't
there's now
exist.
do exist,
okay.
and then there's now sites coming in. So you can understand how these people will be like.
I mean,
So
do you
we
understand?
are still struggling
to understand
take the
versatile,
one
and
that
then
takes
sides
you.
are
but the
coming.
thing is, for me, it's like maybe the terminology for these things are very recent, but I expect that they've always been there. Those sort of things have always been there. Like, not everybody. I don't expect everybody would like penetrative sex.
Of course not.
Penetrative sex
The
is
truth
a
is-
But that is realistically. But most of these gay culture stereotypes are not realistic. So you don't, there is
You should stop watching porn.
It's taken for
Porn
granted.
is not real life. They go cut.
It's taken for granted that if sex, as long as sex is concerned, somebody is either receiving or somebody is taking it.
Ah, okay. People will be fine last.
Do you understand? Sometimes I like to be passive, very passive. I don't think I've ever liked to be active anyway, but most times, and passive doesn't
But what is
mean.
passive though?
Passive doesn't mean bottom. People don't
Eh.
understand this. You can be a passive top. You can be passive
Because
and still play
I even
top.
find like even though I always struggle with that word passive because it's like it still fits into this idea that bottom doesn't require agency, right?
What's that?
Like that bottom doesn't require any sort of like what you just lay there and then you
Who
take
says
it.
that?
Yeah, that's
People say that.
Whoever.
I mean, they should go and open their legs.
No, but it's true actually. There are people who
what?
believe that,
Yeah.
who think that,
It's so much work.
Is that
It's so much work.
Is that this is where somebody will come and say, after all, am I not the one fucking you? Implying that after all, am I not doing all the work?
You know what?
You're
If
just
I'm going
lying
to
there.
key into
all of this still feeds into that whole idea of it still feeds into this whole idea of penis as weapon, flagellating whip, da. So there's the person doing obviously like fucking is not a two-way thing. Even the way we use it, like somebody fucks and then somebody is being fucked, right? So,
But it's always
But the
the
truth
same.
is actually
It's
your
silly.
teammates are getting
Because
fucked.
when
You're fucking each other.
everyone can say, I want to fuck you
you.
silly. And it's just,
I know.
And immediately they just think about the penis. Like if a guy says I want to fuck you, you're thinking about a hard member. Like it's not, it's wrong. And then I think that the crux of this discussion now is you saying play top, play bottom, or you play versatile should be accepting and should be what is as against I am top, because
you have a hard time
once you come once you come out of that bedroom, you're no longer bottom.
top.
You're automatically Walter. You're automatically Izu. You're automatically Dozie. You're no longer that role you play.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's why a lot of people take the whole role thing outside of the bedroom, and then maybe you're in the restaurant, and then one human being is telling you that because I'm top, I should be the one to take care of you. Like, duh.
I don't mind, please. Come on. Come on, pay my bills.
People don't mind though.
Come on, pay my bills.
Some people don't mind though. But see, trust me, you will get tired. You will get irritated at a point because
Obviously,
he'll want to always. It's patriarchal.
I mean,
it's
the
very like
centric nature of the gay culture in Nigeria has also made it so that there are a lot of things that we should be uncomfortable with that we tend not to be. That you hear people like the issue of normalizing pedophilia. We don't even think of pedophilia in gay culture.
I mean, there are two men now, so men cannot be like. It still comes to this whole idea of masculinity being impervious to anything that's predatory.
Yes,
just, like, absolutely
you get
weird.
so you see you hear about like a 15-year-old or a 13-year-old talking about having sex with someone who's like
in their 30s.
20s or 30s, and you're trying to educate the person, people involved in this conversation, that it's the issue here is you should not it's not the issue of consent is not what should be the topic here, because they'll be having conversation like, hey, yes, I agreed now, I gave my consent, I wanted to do it, so therefore it takes away the problem from me. But that same person would shrink from the idea of a 13-year-old girl having sex with a 30-year-old man, and you're wondering, so where did we lose the connection here? How did
at the same time, people bring age into it. Like I've had this conversation a lot of times online with different people, and whenever I talk about how pedophilia is problematic, especially because it's really getting into the LGBT community, it's now becoming normal. It's normal. It's now almost normalized. I don't want to believe that it's already normalized.
It's normalized.
Almost normalized, with the LGBT community. Some will tell you that, but in countries now that the age specification is this one, age specification that one. That's.
But I mean, it's all contextual, right? It's all
so
contextual.
What I'm saying,
like,
it can be subjective to some people.
A 14-year-old person dating, okay, let me even say, a 16-year-old or 50-year-old person who technically is underage dating somebody who is if the age of whatever is 16, dating somebody who is 17, that's okay, right?
No, that's fine for this. If you're within your age group, it's fine.
I mean, it's all contextual, but technically that can be seen as what's it called, statutory in such instances. But that is understandable. But where as against like 15, 13, somebody's like in secondary school, right? With somebody who's 33, their fourth year working in a bank. Like, where did you two even meet? Can you sacrament the corona? Like, that's because I always ask these situations, like, where did you even meet?
See, I'm not gonna lie to you. I try to shy away from discussions like this because they'll bring morals into it, and then they'll tell you that you're not speaking of morality.
It's not about morals. It's really, and what is even wrong with morals? Like, yes, what does morals even mean when it comes right down to it?
But it's not even like, what do you talk about?
Yes.
What do you
find attractive about that person that you're gonna find, with anybody who is?
What's the interest
there?
Yeah.
What do you talk about?
Somebody who is a teenager and somebody who's.
There's a lot smart.
Oh please!
It's not. No. It's not about.
But this is the sort of excuse you'd hear.
Yes,
that's what
it's not about.
Listen,
age and age and maturity.
No matter how smart you are, there's things you cannot know without experience, right? And like if you are a 14-year-old dating someone who's 33, like, that age difference is a big deal. The dynamics there, it's not going to be like somebody has
For me, if you can frown against a 14-year-old girl
obviously
getting married to a 30, 40-year-old, then you
Obviously.
should frown against a 13-year-old boy dating
I mean, a lot of it
a
is
13-year-old.
predatory
Like,
because
it's-
I just have to ask, like, how did you even meet this person? Because clearly you and this person will not be rolling in the same circles. How did you,
so
a
basically,
30-something-year-old
please have
person
sex with people
meet a
that roll
14-year-old?
in your circle.
Meet a 14-year-old and then start having conversations
Age
that lead
circle.
to you. Like, how did that happen? If you were not fishing specifically for people of that age,
It's-
and then but that begs the question.
yes,
it then
a
begs the
lot of
question
them are
of why
checking
though?
that.
Like, what is wrong with people your age? Right? You want somebody who's pliable, somebody who you can control, and
When we
those
start seeing the
I have
when we start seeing the predatory angle, we start seeing the predatory nature of such relationships from that angle.
Yes.
I think you cannot appreciate the discomfort with seeing a 14-year-old and not a teenager who's getting on with somebody in his 30s. Or you
It's
start
weird.
seeing how that kind of relationship just all it does. There's a power
Okay, but
structure
I think
to
they
it
should
that is
be-
not beneficial to
I think
you.
there should be a question, an underlying question. Do we endorse teenagers like 13, 14, 15 getting into relationships?
yeah, people your age and your age grade, of
Yes,
course
now.
you should.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay, now do you also accept that these kids are attracted in their heads? And maybe
the
even
adults have the responsibility.
It's-
You as the adults, it's your responsibility to be
Yeah,
like,
where
you're
it-
not old enough.
Exactly.
for me,
Yes.
not for relationship.
For
Very
me.
humanizing.
There. And to be fair, people who I have come across, like 30-something-year-olds who tend to consistently, go after people who like really, really young boys. Like, even if you're 30, in your 30s, and it's like I did somebody who is 18, 19, still okay,
But-
right? And then, but in my experience, everybody's gonna come from my head now, is those people tend to be people who identify as TB. Like,
He mentioned the word.
You did not say that.
He mentioned the
People
word.
identify as TB. And the thing I hate the most about that, term TB is I do TB, right? It's not, they don't speak about it in terms of something you do, right? And then something you can, you would always leave
Again.
and then get married.
A phase in their lives.
So it might be different for other people, right? But I'm talking in my own
It's a
experience.
majority.
When
Yeah, it's always-
that post
Without-
dropped
without-
on Keto Diaries, the
What
problematic
post
nature of TB, and I feel like
That title is already.
but
That title is already a problem.
the thing is-
I can imagine what the comment section was like.
the thing
It was fire.
The thing is, people do not understand that the mentality of TB is problematic, whether or
Yeah.
not you.
I agree.
See, I'm not saying TB is you wanting to identify as TB. You're wrong to identify
Yeah.
as TB. But if you're identifying as TB, and then a lot of the mentalities that are a little bit shabby and problematic, you identify with those things, then
And I haven't
Then
met
it's-
somebody who identifies as TB that isn't homophobic. I haven't
It's-
met
it-
one.
okay, you know the funniest thing, after
Because you know what?
One.
Because you know what? There's this there's a tendency for that word to cushion your consciousness of your sexuality.
Exactly.
I feel like anybody who sees no problem with his sexual orientation, who is very comfortable across board with everything he identifies with, will have no problem saying I'm gay.
I'm gay.
Because it just emphasizes like the emphasis on that
Hallelujah.
TB is basically just sex. Right?
Yes.
It's just something you do. Like we are having fun.
I joined
But
the
later
group. I joined the group after that whole conversation started, and I saw that it was really controversial. I joined the group. I wanted to like challenge myself to ascertain that that post was true. That post wasn't biased, and I joined this lag.
By post, it means go to Keto Diaries and look for the
Yes,
word, the
written
problematic
by
nature
Dale.
of.
I'm going to read this next.
So I had to join this group.
I think I read a bit of it though.
Lag cute TBs. That's
my
the name of the
God.
group. Yes,
Facebook.
I joined it on Facebook. You can join too, and then you'll see me there. So I joined the group, and I am not going to lie to you. The very first post I stumbled upon is tops. See the fact that they actually call themselves. They don't call themselves by their names. They call them by their roles there. That's one problem. So they're like tops. Always make sure you treat your bottoms right.
No! What?
So now, if you don't see a problem with that, then I think you are the problem.
What?
So and then and it's not only that. Then there's one that said there's one that came that wrote I can't wait for when this phase will end. And I'm like,
I'm
phase.
sorry, what phase? Lucky phase 1 or 2? Which one?
Phase. So, and then you see things, you see phrases like TB life. You see phrases like this game. So at the end of the day, that post said a lot of truth.
Make it stop already.
I know, right? Like,
Now,
take it
if
away.
you want to identify as TB and you do not feel like what you are is a phase or what you're going through, what this is,
Yeah.
I mean, what we embody, like it's a phase in our lives, then fine, you can go ahead with your TB tag. Nobody has a problem with it. But if you identify as TB and you
The problem
think
is the underlying
once
mentality.
yes,
Yes.
the mentality is the problem and not even the word in itself. Now the reason why
But to be fair,
But it is-
the word is not as
CC.
fancy as gay. I'm gay. I'm TV. I'm sorry.
oh, and then there's Shaba.
Okay, this
That's my understanding.
this
okay,
is totally elitist, but yay!
Sorry.
Like you can't sit
It's
with us if you're
true.
TV.
Now there's the and then you tell me that you will get married tomorrow and you're going to stop this life.
Yeah. To be clear, this conversation isn't implying that everybody who identifies as gay or says that he's a gay person
It's not problematic.
isn't problematic or doesn't have this
I mean,
tendency.
it's
Mentality.
not.
A lot of them
Doesn't have
do.
this internalized homophobic tendencies. It's just saying there's a much larger probability
Propensity.
for
Yeah, for that.
for those who
Identify as TB.
to
To
really
cling to
to
these
have
things.
these mentalities.
It's not even. They don't even identify as TB. To be clear, they do TB.
Automatically, you just reduce a whole sexuality to just sex. Now that
Yes,
is
that's a
very
problem.
problematic.
Yes.
Secondly, when you say you do, it's like a lifestyle. Like you just
let's talk about that thing, the issue of the gay privilege in the gay culture in Nigeria. This sense we have that there are things we can get away with.
Yeah. For example,
Just
by being gay.
Just by being gay.
You know, you can't be sexist, you can't be misogynistic, you know, a gay person. You see this a lot in interactions between gay men and, you know, women, right? There seems to be, I mean, this absence of respect of body autonomy of women, because it's like, I'm not sexually attracted to you, so I can feel you up, I can feel your breast and those sort of things, and it's like all fun and games. Oh no, darling, it's inappropriate, right?
It is.
Except, I mean, all of these things are dependent on sort of relationship you have with the person.
consent. If consent
Yeah.
is given, then it's fine.
Yes,
But if
but
not,
there seems to be this idea usually that, I mean,
let me tell you
sometimes
why.
when you have-
Let me tell you why. A lot of gay men think they are women. And it's fine if you want to identify as a woman, I don't have a problem. But the truth is, there's a line.
no, I'm sorry. You can no. You cannot identify your way into womanhood.
Well,
No, I think let me
You can't identify your way to womanhood.
let me say what he's trying to say better. There's a tendency for gay men to be more in touch with their femininity.
Yeah.
So they feel like, generally speaking, when you are so in touch with your femininity,
You-
it sort of gives you a kinship with women.
women.
So in the way that, I'm coming, and it's true. In the way that some women are all about, oh my God, you know, they are free with themselves.
Very.
You can insert yourself in that
But you have
kind
a
of
penis. No,
situation.
you can't.
No, that's what we know. But
Yeah.
this is
but
what
this is what it is. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
And
A lot of
still
them
attended
feel
to
like
this.
that.
Okay, for example, okay, still in line with this, there's something else that really irritates me, right? Like there's almost this. It annoys me the way words like mangina annoy me. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
come
sort
on,
of
you're just
no,
nitpicking now.
Please,
No,
oh my
you're
god,
just
oh my
nitpicking
god,
now.
I am so
Y'all
not with you.
probably use
I
it.
love the
That's-
word
listen.
mangina. Oh my god, I love that word.
Those kind of words that like try to draw parallels between
Men are gay men
yeah.
are
I just and like for example, there are certain things like for example
Mangina
this whole
Mbusi.
yes this I mean, it's a rectum. It's an asshole. And this whole stuff about
it's
wait,
actual
wait,
asshole,
wait,
it's
and
so-
wait,
it's so
and even this
bland.
whole stuff, and
We
even
don't
this whole
like
stuff
bland.
about like this emphasis with I think this is something you blame gay porn for, on creaming. You know, this whole thing, I cream and stuff is like, no matter what you do, like
can't-
your asshole is not like it's not self-lubricating. So can you rest with all that nonsense? And all of this stuff is actually trauma.
From his ass. Is it possible?
No, it's not. I mean, if that is happening, you should get yourself checked out.
Let's
That
talk
is
about
trauma.
allies. Let's talk about.
I don't take Nigerian allies seriously. Let's even start with that.